Hi, I'm Chris Still with Integrated Paving Concepts. Today we're here to talk about the Rapid Sprayer 2, otherwise known as the RS2. The RS2 has been designed specifically for use with street bond coatings. Street bond coatings are extremely viscous and very difficult to pump. Therefore, we have designed a spray system specifically for their use. Some of the benefits and features and benefits of this particular piece of equipment is that it is the coating is pulled from the bottom of the spray system, therefore minimizing the amount of settlement that occurs in the coating. It has a reciprocation system built into the lines, therefore minimizes the chances of hardening in the lines if exposed to hot weather. And it is a fill-on-the-go hopper, which allows the operator to not stop the spray system and continue to add more material to the hopper. Included with the RS2 is a strainer, built-in strainer that comes with the hopper. All the equipment manuals, a Jiffler mixing paddle to mix the street bond coatings, one broom to apply to broom the coatings. These are consumable items, so you will need more of these. A cleaning broom that allows you to clean the sprayer after use. Bits and pieces that are required, that may be required if there's damage to the quick couplers. The RSG3 gun by Graco, replacement tip, and all the hoses and lines you need to spray the coatings with. The RS2 requires an air compressor that has a minimum output of 12 to 14 CFM. Larger projects may require a little bit more CFM than that to continually get a consistent speed out of the sprayer. But once you have your air compressor, the air feed goes into this main ball valve. So this controls the air going into the machine right here. So when in the on position, it's allowed to pass through, goes through a water separator that separates any moisture found in your air compressor, and keeps going and passes through where it separates through this T-split. The first regulator that we come to controls the amount of volume that's being pumped by our Wilden pump. So adjusting this, increasing the PSI, will increase the volume of coating that travels through the lines. The second air feed here controls the actual air pressure to the gun, to the RSG3 gun. So between the volume of coating traveling through the lines and the air pressure that meets it at the end of the gun, you can really control your spray however you want. You can get a fine spray or a faster spray in larger areas. So it's really up to the operator to adjust these throughout the day, depending on temperatures, depending on viscosity, depending on project size. These will consistently change and should be adjusted on the job. So your coatings are added to the hopper. There is a built-in screen that is used to screen the material to shed out any lumps that may not have got mixed properly. You don't want those being passed through the system and onto the ground. Once the coatings are added into the hopper, the materials are pulled from the bottom pulled up through the back by our Wilden pump and outputted through this line. So the output lines, you'll notice, have male and female cam locks. So these cam locks allow a easy placement of the lines, as well as our air line that goes out to the hose. So if we follow these, we have our coating out that goes through and around our lines, through a T, and to our gun. So what happens here is when the gun is in the on position and we're allowing coatings to get up and go through, they mix with the air and distribute the spray in a fan. When the spray gun is in the off position, there's pressure that starts building up, which allows the coatings now, instead of going to the gun, to hit this T and reciprocate back through our lines, up and back into the hopper. Before you add coatings to the RS2, you want to make sure that you add a little bit of water to the hopper and run the water through the lines and through the pump. This just lubricates the lines for the coating and makes it travel through much easier. You want to mix the coatings according to the recommended application procedures, and you want to add it to the hopper and strain it while doing so. The screen catches all the contaminants that may not have got mixed properly. This prevents them going through the system and being applied to the ground. After the coating's been added to the hopper, just remove the strainer and just put it in water and before it dries, and that'll prevent material sticking to it and hardening up on the strainer. So based off the ambient temperatures and the viscosity of the coating and all the variables that create the viscosity of it, you can adjust, as we mentioned earlier, the amount of pump pressure going, the amount of flow of coatings that are going through the lines by increasing the first regulator. You can hear the coatings ticking over quite fast, which means the pump is pushing the coatings faster. Okay. You can also adjust the amount of spray to your gun, the amount of air coming out of this nozzle here, through our second regulator we discussed. So you can see by decreasing the pressure we can basically just get a splatter, where if we get a lot of pressure going through the lines, we're able to even out the spray that's appropriate for the project we're working on. So once I got the pressures where I like them, I got my area masked off, just a matter of spraying from here on in. Once you finish your project, we're going to show you the best way to clean your sprayer. Cleaning of the sprayer is extremely important. If it's not cleaned properly, there will be a lot of issues with the actual pump and with the spray gun. So the first thing we want to do is we want to remove the reciprocating line, it's dripping away here, from the insert. Pull that out. We're going to stick it into our bucket. So this is going to get the coatings that are in the hopper out of the hopper. I'm just going to turn on the air now. Make it a little quieter so we can talk. But all we're doing is we're getting the coating out of the hopper, not having it recirculate back in there, and not having our work made a little bit more difficult for us. Once the pump starts to click over this fast, you do want to shut the air off to it. It means that the pump is empty. It is no longer pumping. Moving very fast like this can damage components in it, so minimize the amount that it ticks over. So once we got the majority of the coatings out of the pump, we can reuse those, so we will switch buckets here. But we just want to add some water to the pump. This is quite warm water, not necessary. We want to make sure that we clean the pump before the coatings cure or harden. Once they start curing and hardening, it becomes extremely difficult to clean. So they are water soluble when the coating is wet. Our little broom is used to, our little brush is used to clean the inside as best we can. Free any materials up from the side of the hopper. So now that we've got our good coatings, we can reuse this. Take another clean bucket and do the exact same thing. So this is going to run clean water through the system by having the reciprocating line pulled out. It will not reciprocate back into the system, and it won't. It will clean a lot quicker. Just by slowing the pump speed with the water, we can save a little bit of wear and tear on the pump by not having it tick over as fast. So we want to run this until it's good and clean, so it'll probably take 2 buckets in order for us to do this. So we added another bucket of water and continue to add another bucket of water slowly. Continue to clean it, and this is what we're looking for: nice clean water to be coming out the other end. So out of both the spray gun and the return. So now that the sprayer has been cleaned, we've had clean water running through this. We want to just take a couple basic parts off just to make sure that they get some additional attention. So the retaining ring, we're just going to put in water, and the nozzle here, just by pushing up, we can access that a little easier. It's meant to be quite tight in there, so it is difficult. And then just any areas we can just expose to water and make sure it gets nice and clean. Keeping your gun clean is critical for spraying. You want to have all the moving components in here flowing freely. So after the gun dries, we're able to just spray a little bit of WD-40 into these areas to ensure that they slide properly. If at any given time the gun binds up, we want to remove the components completely according to the operations manual, and clean or replace them with replacement parts for the Graco gun. So now that the gun's been cleaned, we can just disconnect our lines. Wrap them up, and the sprayer is ready to be used again next time. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck.